Never again.
When the heavens opened, it did not dampen the spirits of the crowd, and motorsport enthusiasts will braai anywhere, under any conditions. When the senior motorcycle final got underway, the going in horse racing parlance was heavy. Ryan Hunt grabbed the whole shot and entered the first complex of corners. Riders were already discarding visor tear-offs, which provide for better vision. It was a free-for-all in the middle of the pack, but as they emerged up the back straight, it was Hunt who was ahead of Gary Lipchik, qualifying winner Ian Topless on the Alfa Suzuki, and veteran Russell Campbell on a Kawasaki. The inside of the circuit leading to the fast sweep after the start-finish area was saturated, and most of the riders opted for the wider but drier line, with Hunt still ahead of Lipchik and Topless. Topless was anxiously looking down as though the Alfa Suzuki had run into early mechanical problems. The right-hander into the tightest section of the circuit was also reasonably dry, but as with a Pro Quad final, these were the sort of conditions where it's all too easy to make the sort of mistake that can cost a rider the race. Just ask Gary Peterson, who put it down in the second corner and had some very serious catching and riding ahead of him. No matter what the conditions are, there are no faint hearts in top-flight off-road motorcycle racing, and it was hectic stuff in the middle of the pack. No quarter was being asked or given, and if you can't take a little physical contact in situations like these, short-course off-road racing is not for you. At the front of the field, Ryan Hunt was pulling away from Gary Lipchik, who had his trademark Pink Panther strapped to his back. With Ian Topless in hot pursuit, it was going to be a rough ride for the little fellow. The sweep after the start-finish line was creating all sorts of problems for the riders, with Ian Topless again glancing down as though the Alfa Suzuki had a mechanical problem of some sort. Lipchik and Topless were followed by veteran Russell Campbell and 200 class winner Freddie Fourie and Gary Nell, with some hectic personal duels developing throughout the field. One of the advantages of being at the front of the field is you don't get dirty, and Ryan Hunt was busy establishing a narrow but telling early lead. Behind him, Gary Lipchik and Mr. Pink Panther were under pressure from multiple South African motocross champion Ian Topless, who was also taking frequent glances over his shoulder to check on the progress of Russell Campbell. The veteran Campbell has won more South African motocross titles than any other rider, and in fourth place and ahead of a whole bunch of youngsters, was doing very well, thank you very much for asking. Topless had taken over second position from Gary Lipchik, who now had Campbell, Freddie Fourie and Gary Nell breathing down his neck. Lipchik lost another place when Campbell went ahead of him, with the veteran Campbell now up into third and showing the youngsters that he's learned a trick or two over the years. Freddie Fourie and Gary Nell were also lining up to have a crack at Gary Lipchik, who has done a great job with starting to run out of steam. Both Fourie and Nell looked ready to take Lipchik, and Russell Campbell could also expect a little pressure from the pair in the closing stages. In Campbell's favour was an old motor racing adage that age and cunning often has the beating of youth and enthusiasm. Up the back straight, Fourie started to line up Lipchik for a passing manoeuvre, and over the jump into the start-finish area was ahead of the Santon Honda rider and up into fourth place. Race leader Ryan Hunt and Ian Topless were long gone, but Campbell was rolling back the years in an impressive ride. Freddie Fourie wasn't making much of an impression on Campbell, but behind him Gary Lipchik dropped 2 more places. First, Gary Nell and then Greg Aspinall went past a rapidly fading Lipchik, who was now down in 6th place. The big question now is whether or not Russell Campbell, long past his 30th birthday, would have the stamina in the closing stages of the race to hold off the bevy of young chargers who were lining up behind him. The back straight, Campbell was still hanging in there, but must have been desperate to see the last lap flag come out from race officials. Race leader Ryan Hunt had already seen the last lap flag and had the race in the bag. Hunt's squeaky clean appearance was testimony to the fact that he had spent the entire race out in the front of the field and was not involved in all the mudslinging going on behind him. Hunt first made a name for himself in South African motocross and then campaigned successfully overseas. Mud and slush were nothing new to another rider approaching veteran status, and he was cruising home ahead of Ian Topless on the Alfa Suzuki. A great ride saw Campbell hold off the young chargers in Fourie, Nell and Aspinall, with Gary Lipchik ending up in 7th place ahead of Alan Julian. Convincing race winner Hunt did not mind the severe race conditions at all, thank you very much.
Yeah, well, conditions certainly changed. Got a bit of a thunderstorm come over. The track was obviously very wet, and it's still raining now. But I managed to get the whole shot, keep out in front, and that way in the rain you don't get splashed with mud, so you keep clean and you can see where you're going. and it all went very well.